Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the previous class, few people remind, we discussed about the components of balance of payment. These components: current account, capital and financial account, and then official settlement account. Then we discussed about current account in detail, then we discussed about the capital account in detail, then we discussed about the official settlement account, then we discussed about this diagram. After that, we discussed about balance of payment accounting. Today we are going to discuss factors affecting international flow of funds. Now, causes of international flow of funds. There are three main causes of international flow of funds. Why funds are flowing out of the country and coming into the country. The biggest factor of that, the biggest cause of that is international trade flow, that is goods and services. For purchasing and selling goods and services, you need money. For purchasing goods and services, you need money, so money is going out of the country. The next one is international portfolio investment, that is investment in bonds and stocks in foreign countries. So that is the second reason for the flow of funds, because the people of one country, they are investing money in foreign countries' financial markets, in bonds and stocks. And then the third one is direct foreign investment, the third reason for international flow of funds. DFI, people from one country, they are purchasing more than 50% stocks in foreign countries, or they are starting new businesses in foreign countries. So that is called direct foreign investment, and money is going out of the country or money is coming into the country. Now we will discuss the first factors affecting international trade flows. Which factors are affecting the purchase of goods and services between two countries? The first one is inflation. A relative increase in a country's inflation rate will decrease its current account as imports increase and exports decrease. Now see, let's go to the paint so you will understand this concept. This is one country. Suppose this is Afghanistan. This is another country. And this is another country. And this is another country. Now see, suppose this is Afghanistan. This is Pakistan. This is USA. This is, suppose, India. Now suppose in Afghanistan inflation rate goes up. Suppose take an example. Suppose dry fruits, their prices goes up. Previously it was 400 Afghanis and now it goes up to 500 Afghanis. It is because of inflation only. Now what will happen? Afghani dry fruits, it will become expensive. Expensive for the importers of India, for the importers of Pakistan, and for the importers of America. So they will reduce the imports. They will reduce purchasing dry fruits from Afghanistan. They will find some other alternative. The prices are going high in Afghanistan, so they will find someone else from whom they can purchase these dry fruits at low price. So what will be the effect of this on Afghanistan? The exports of Afghanistan, it will go down. Exports will go down because of inflation, and exports will go down. Your current account will go in deficit. When your exports decreases, your imports increases. Imports are already high. Our imports are at the same level. Suppose imports are 60 billion. dollars. These are imports. And exports, previously exports were, and imports are in negative. Exports were, suppose previously it was 10 billion. But now, because of inflation, increase in inflation, exports further decrease. It comes down to 8 billion. Now previously our current account deficit, it was 60 minus 10. It was 50 billion deficit. And now the deficit goes up to 52 billion. Previously the deficit was 60 minus 10. It was 50. But now 60 minus 8, because exports decreases, it comes down to, it goes up to 52 billion. So because of increase in inflation, our current account goes into more deficit, 2 billion further deficit. So see here, a relative increase in a country's inflation rate will decrease its current account as imports increase and exports decrease. Imports are already high. Keep in mind another thing. Imports will increase. Why? Because the value of our currency, it goes down. So if previously you are paying 60 billion, now you will pay 62 billion or 63 billion. Why? Their currency is stable. Our currency goes down. So we will make the same payment, but we will make more payments. Why? Because the value of our currency, it goes down. Their currency is stable. The second thing that is affecting international trade flows is national income. A relative increase in a country's income level will decrease its current account as imports increase. Listen, if the national income of a country, it increases, this is Afghanistan. If the national income in Afghanistan, it increases, the income level of people in Afghanistan, it increases. Now what will happen because of this? People got money in their pockets. Suppose previously the per capita income of the people of Afghanistan, it was $300. Now it goes up to $500. People are earning more money. So when people are earning more money, they have money in their pockets. When there will be more money, so the buying behavior of people, it will change. Previously their imports were less, but now their imports will be high because people will spend more and more money because their income level goes up. When the income level goes up, their buying pattern will change. Now they will purchase more and more things, and for when they purchase more and more things, so the importer will import more and more goods, so the imports of Afghanistan, it will increase. Suppose previously I have $300 in my pockets. Now I have $500 in my pocket. In $300, it was enough for me. I was paying rent, I was purchasing the basic necessities of my life. But now what will I do? I will save some money, $200. So 200 in 1 year, I will get how much? $2,400. So now what will I do? I will purchase a mobile, I will purchase some suits, I will purchase cars, I will purchase some other things for making my life better. So what am I doing? I'm spending more money. I'm spending money on mobile, I'm spending money on vehicle, I'm spending money on some other things, perfumes, suits. So what will happen? The imports of Afghanistan, it will increase. I'm not directly importing goods from foreign countries. So when my demand increases, so because of increase in demand, the importers in Afghanistan, they will import these things for me. So this is another thing, that if the income level of people in a country, it increases, so their imports will increase and current account will go in deficit. Why? If imports increases, previously it was 60 billion, now it increases from 60 billion to suppose 70 billion, and exports, it was, so I'm making payment for imports, I'm making payment, and exports I'm receiving money, it is plus. So my deficit is how much? 60 billion. Previously it was 60 minus 10, so it was 50. But now my imports increases, so because of increase in imports, my current account goes into further deficit of $10 billion. The next thing, see here, a relative increase in a country's income level will decrease its current account as imports increases. So my current account goes further into deficit. Decrease in current account means goes further into deficit. Here is an example. At the end of 1980s, the UK economy was booming with the rising consumer spending and inflation. See, the consumer spending, it was increasing in 1980s. This led to a widening deficit on the current account. So when US consumer spending it increases, so their imports increases, and because of increase in imports, this led to a widening deficit on the current account. The current account further goes into deficit. The recession of 1992 led to an improvement and a brief surplus in the mid-1990s. When there is a recession, means the prices comes down. So what happened? Exports increases, because when the prices in a country decreases, so for foreigners your products becomes cheap, so they will import more from your country. So when exports increases, so what will happen? The current account will go into a surplus. The recession of 2009 also led to a temporary improvement in deficit as consumers cut back on spending. Then when there was a recession in 2009, so again there was improvement in the balance of payment in the current account. The third thing that is affecting international trade flow is government restrictions. A government may reduce its country's imports by imposing tariffs on imported goods or by enforcing a quota. Take an example of India. Suppose this is India. These are other countries. Now what India did, they increase the tariffs on the imports of vehicles to India. Suppose previously the tariff was 100%. Means suppose if the price of a car that you are importing from Japan, it is suppose 5 lakh Indian rupees. So you will pay 5 lakh for the car, and you will pay another 5 lakh as a tax, 100% tax. So means you will pay 5 lakh to the government. So you will make a total payment of 1 million. 5 lakh and 5 lakh, 10 lakh. Now what they did, they increased this tax to 300%. So what will happen? If the price of car is 5 lakh, so you will pay another 15 lakh to the government as a tax, import tax. So now you will pay $2 million. So if government did this action, that is they increase the import duty So what will happen? It will reduce the import of vehicles to India. کله ټیکسونه زیات شي په imports باندې نو خلک بیا imports کم کوي. So when taxes import duty increases on goods and services, so people will reduce the imports, and this will make the balance of payment in a better situation. Suppose this is Afghanistan. What was their imports? 60 billion. Negative means $60 billion are moving out of the country every year. So now what government did? They increase import duty. On imports, they increase the taxes. So what will happen when taxes increase? So now people will not purchase these things. Why? Previously, if the price was suppose $1,000 of a product, now when government increase the import duty, this product will become expensive for the people. So now it becomes $1,500. So when it becomes $1,500, people will not purchase. People will purchase, but those whose income level is high, those whose income level is less, now they will not purchase. So what will be the resulting effect of this? The importers will not import these products. They will import less. So maybe our imports from 60 billion, it comes down to 55 billion. Why? Government increase restrictions on these goods or services. The next thing is exchange rates. That is also affecting the international trade flow. If a country's currency begins to rise in value, its current account balance will decrease as imports increase and exports decrease. Take an example. Suppose this is Afghanistan. Suppose one Afghanis it is equal to 2 rupees. Now what is he saying here? If a country's currency begins to rise in value, means the currency of Afghanistan, its value increases. Now one Afghani it is equal to 3 rupees. Suppose this is Pakistan. This is Afghanistan. And this is Pakistan. Now what happened? What will happen because of this increase in the value of Afghani currency? Pakistani products will become cheap for Afghan importers and Afghan people. So the imports from Afghanistan, from Pakistan, it will increase. The products become cheap. When products become cheap in Pakistan for Afghan people, because of what? Because of this currency. Markiba, yo Afghani po 2 rupai hua, was yo Afghani po 3 da. So Afghani value ucha tashwa. So because of this thing, now what will happen? Pakistani products will become cheap for you. Arzan bishi tasu lapara. Che arzan shi, no staso imports by the Pakistan nasi shi ziyad shi. Che mahkem 60 billion imports to total. No kede shi che was 62 billion talat shi. The sapawaja, the currency, the value pawaja. Because of the value of the currency, now the imports of Afghanistan, it will increase. Hochikala currency value down shi. Suppose yo 1 Afghani is equal to 1 rupee. So now what will happen? For Pakistani people, the products of Afghanistan, it becomes cheap. So the imports of Pakistan, it will increase. And the exports of Afghanistan, it will increase. And when exports increases, current account goes to a better position. And when imports increases, current accounts goes into a worse position. Interest rates. The next factor that is affecting international trade flow is interest rate. Reduces consumer spending. If interest rate increases, people will save more attractive to save, less incentive to borrow. People will not take loans from bank. Lower disposable income. People will save more. Lower consumer spending will lead to lower imports spending and therefore improve the current account. Now see, take an example. Here in Afghanistan, interest rate increase in interest rate. So now people will not spend money. They will try to save and they will try to invest. When they will save, they will not spend money. So the demand in markets of Afghanistan, it will come down. So when demand comes down, their imports will come down. Similarly, if interest rate decreases, so people now will not save money. Why? Interest rate is low, so why I'm saving money and I'm investing? So now what will they do? They will spend money, and when they will spend money, imports will increase. There will be increase in imports. So see here, interest rates reduces consumer spending. When interest rate increases, it reduces consumer spending. People will not spend money. More attractive to save. It will be more attractive to save money. Less incentive to borrow. If you will borrow money from bank, you will pay more interest to the bank. So people will not take loans from bank. Lower disposable income. Disposable income is basically that income which is available to you for, I'm not sure about that, but it is that money, I think, that is available to you for your spending. After paying the taxes, the money that you receive, that is disposable income. After paying increased mortgage cost. Lower consumer spending will lead to lower import spending and therefore improve the current account. And when you will not spend, your imports will decrease. It will make your current account better. Higher interest rates help reduce inflation, making exports more competitive and improving the current. When interest rate increases, it reduces inflation. Why? People will not invest money, and when there is low investment, then there will be a reduction in the inflation rate also. So I think for today it is enough. Inshallah, in the next class then we'll discuss about factors affecting international portfolio investment. Assalamu alaikum.